Hello everybody, you are watching the blank blue screen of my television, and honestly, I don't think it's ever looked better because this will allow me to narrate Pokemon Wi-Fi battles. That is right, because the camera you are watching my television screen through now, it cannot focus on the DS screen for love nor money. I've tried both, but what I do have is a really old analog camcorder which can record on just the tapes, but that can focus on the DS screen just absolutely fine. But there's no way of getting that footage onto a computer, let alone the internet. But it can connect to a television, which makes the screen a lot bigger, which means my camera that is useless and can't focus on the DS screen can focus on the footage on the television. So, guys, I can narrate Pokemon Wi-Fi battles from the Versus recorder. There's no way I can speed them up or anything, but as long as they're decent, not too long, I can narrate Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, and I think that is pretty cool. So enough of an explanation, because you've just been watching a blue screen. Let's get on with this battle. Let's get on with the show. So I'm going to set it going. Let's go! Go! Yeah, the first battle, that is pretty passable quality. I think you will agree. So I'm playing a guy called Plonkerboy900 from YouTube. He accepted my challenge. He's a very cool and nice guy, and he certainly knows his Pokemon. So a good opponent for my first ever black-white battle. So I'm going to lead with my Empoleon. I've sort of updated the team from Gen 4 I used to use a bit. He leads with a Kingler. It's going to go for the superpower. I was kind of fearing that or the Earthquake or something. I couldn't really remember if Kingler got like a fighting move in Gen 4. I don't know if that's a new Gen 5 development or whether it had it in Gen 4. Either way, I thought I could live an Earthquake or a Superpower. I have the Chopal Berry anyway for the Superpower, which is good, and I can get up my rocks. So now I'm thinking I don't want to stay in here because another Superpower is going to do a bit of a number. It's going to do about that much damage again. Or, you might have, I don't know, but I didn't want my Empoleon to just, get hit for no reason, so I'm just going to switch out to my physical wall, but he's also going to switch out into a bit of a wall in Bayleaf, and I don't know 5th Gen at all well, as will become clear later in this battle, but I do know about Eviolite, I do know what it does, and, so I didn't know what the Bayleaf was going to do. I was kind of like, Bayleaf, what? I don't know what it's going to do. It goes for a Toxic, which isn't good on my Dusknoir, but I just go for the Will-O-Wisp because I know these guys can't have, Lefty's recovery, so getting that residual damage factor on it is good. So Dusknoir really can't do anything to this Bayleaf now. I know, with a Violite, my physical attacks will do nothing. I'm fearing it also has Synthesis and all that jazz. So I just decided to switch out to Empoleon just to see what it'll do, because it switched into Empoleon, and I'm like, I have Ice Beam on this thing, why did it do that? So I'm sort of thinking, Empoleon's not too useful to me, I'll just see how much an Ice Beam does, that sort of thing. I should have seen the Leech Seed coming a mile away, but I didn't. I was just, I should have thought, what does Meganium normally do, and gone from there. Instead I was just like, Bayleaf, well, I can do anything on that. So I go into my Empoleon, he's getting some burn damage, but it's been offset by the Leech Seed, which does a lot to me, but I go for the Ice Beam here, see how much it does, and it does a pretty... I was a little bit disappointed with how much it did. I didn't know whether Bayleaf had that good a defense or special defense to begin with. I don't know. I know Meganium was pretty decent, but his Bayleaf... Anyway, he shows me his third move is Aromatherapy, which gets rid of the burn, and I might have had an outside chance to, kill him next turn with Ice Beam if he hadn't got rid of the burn. Instead, he's just going to get a shed load of HP back through, the Leech Seed. So that's no good. And then he shows me his fourth move is Protect. So he has no attacking moves. And I'm like, oh, I wish I had something with Taunt on this team, but I don't, because that would have just shut this thing completely down. Empoleon now just on 61 hit points. I'm just like, I think I need damage on this thing. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam and then maybe switch out or hope Empoleon dies and just bring in something for the revenge, but he sees that staying in wouldn't be a good exercise there because he'd just lose HP, so he goes to a Flare-On. I haven't over-predicted that. I think it would have been a pretty brave prediction to have gone for Surf there. So I just hit it with the Ice Beam. He gets a little bit of damage on him, and he gets some more Leech Seed back, just to get roughly to where the rocks would have taken him down. And then he's poisoned by a Toxic Orb, and I was like, Toxic Orb? this Flareon must have guts, but I had absolutely no idea Flareon could get guts. But, you know, you see a Toxic Orb, that's what you presume. I don't know what else it's going to do. Maybe I should have seen a Protect coming, because, you know, if you have guts, sometimes you use Protect to, like, get the Toxic Orb going. But Leech Seed is just going to take Empoleon down, which is a shame. I was just going to go for the Surf, sort of thinking, I'm going to die anyway, I'm going to Surf. So now I'm thinking, right, and Flareon, you know, I know it has guts, but I know it's also a physical Pokemon. So I'm going to go into my Dusknoir, my physical wall, to hopefully take this thing on. And I carry the Earthquake, so that's what I'm hoping to do here. And he goes for the Flame Charge, and I'm like, I know from in-game that's not going to do a lot. It's just going to raise its speed a bit, and that's pointless. Doesn't bother me at all. Because this Earthquake is going to do a lot to it, and then it's got the Toxic Orb, and I also carry Shadow Sneak if he somehow survives all of this. So I'm thinking this is a pretty good turn for me getting rid of that Flareon. I'm going to take a bit of toxic damage, which isn't good, but the Earthquake's just going to take it out clean. So that's all good. And Dusknoir, you know, he's sitting there at a decent amount of HP. The Poison sapping his longevity, but aside from that, you know, pretty good going from him at the moment. So I'm just sitting here, she ends up Beast Frame, and when I first saw this I thought, oh crap, it's the Nido King. I know these things have like Life Orb, something, Sheer Force or whatever, and they're incredibly powerful, but then I'm like, oh, it's a Rhydon, another Eviolite guy, so I'm just going to be like, well, I know it's got physical attacks, I know its special is worthless, so I'm just going to hit you with a Will-O-Wisp, and that's going to get the whole residual damage thing going. It's going to, you know, ruin your Earthquakes. So he does hit me with an Earthquake. It does practically nothing. I don't know who moved first there, but whatever. So I'm going to go for the Pain Split now. I think I might have done. I'm going to go for the Pain Split because he's got quite a lot of HP. I know Rhydon has a lot of hit points. But he's going to go into a Dodrio, which has a lot less hit points, and I'm not going to do as much with my Pain Split. I mean, after Rocks, I'm going to do pretty much nothing here. So it's not looking too good for Dusknoir. I'm thinking, what is this Dodrio going to do? I'm thinking, in Gen 5, has it got, like, new moves? Does it have close combat? Does it know, like, does it have guts or something? I don't know. I'm thinking, I know Dodrio was just, like, normal and flying moves in Gen 4. That's pretty much all it could do. But I don't know what Gen 5 gave it. But I'm pretty sure he's going to Brave Bird as just, like, a powerful attack. So I go into my Tyranitar to resist that. Get my Sandstream up. I'm not really a Sandstorm team, but I just like having it up. It often it helps me sometimes. He goes for the Brave Bird as I thought, and it does do quite a bit. It does about a quarter, but then again, Dodrio's attack is pretty high. I don't know whether he's probably banded actually. Yeah, looking at it again, I didn't notice at the time, but he's definitely banded or possibly scuffed. I think banded, seeing how much that did, maybe. Because he's not got any life orb going, so I perhaps should have noticed that, but it didn't make a difference in the long run, but I should have noticed. I only noticed now. He goes back to his Beast Frame, which, you know, will take my Crunch pretty nicely, being a physically Violite wall. But I am thinking, like, well, his Earthquakes aren't going to do too much because he's burnt, and he probably doesn't have any EVs in attack, because of, like, Eviolite pokes hardly ever do. And I'm seeing the health he's at, and I do have some moves. I carry the Ice Beam, and this is mainly for, like, the 4 times weak things. You know, like the dragons, like trying to catch them on a switch or something, or just living something and then KOing them with Ice Beam. I've sort of built this team around countering for the standard meta game. There's a lot of dragons running around. But Ice Beam really doesn't do that much. He goes for a Toxic, and it misses, and it didn't prove to be crucial in this game, but it's always annoying when a move with, like, 90% accuracy, I think that's what Toxic has. Always disappointing when that misses. Anyway, I'm just going to finish him off with a Crunch, because I know I can, and it was stupid to switch, but if he did, I would have hit something. So Tyranitar's almost back at full. That's pretty good. I like my T-Tar. It's the team captain of this team, let me tell you. But he sends out Bayleaf, and there's really not a lot I can do. Ice Beam's going to do nothing. I could Crunch and go for defense drops, but as he has Protect and Elite Seed and Toxic, that strategy's just it's riddled with holes. So I'm just like, I think he might want a Toxic, so I go into Dusknoir, who's already poisoned, but he makes the smarter play and goes for Leech Seed, and I really wish I'd, in my Gen 4 team, I carry a Venusaur, and that deals with these, like, Toxic Leech Seed guys so well, but unfortunately he didn't make the cut for my 5th Gen team, So unfortunately, that is what is going to happen here. You know, I'm going to get leech seeded, and the toxic damage. That's going to really, you know, screw over Dust Noir. But really, I just needed time to like safely switch something into this Bayleaf to scare it off, and I feel that time is coming now, because I know he's going to protect, because you know, that will just kill my Dust Noir. It's a smart play to do. So I go into my Infernape, and he does try and protect, and it does fail. And if he protects now, there's really no point. It won't accomplish anything. So I do have the fire move, but I'm thinking, I look at his team, and I'm seeing Dodrio, Kingler, Seeking, and perhaps something else. And I'm thinking, none of those things like Thunder Punch, which is what I carry on this ape. So I am going to go for the Thunder Punch here. And he just goes to a Dodrio, mainly as fodder, I think, because, you know, I don't think anything's going to like taking like a fire move from Infinite. Kingler could have possibly taken a physical fire move, but, you know, if I was special, that was still going to do a number on the Kingler. So, you know, sensible move, just sack the Dodrio. And now he sends out Seeking, and I'll say at this point, I have no idea this thing had Lightning Rod. I just thought, because he knew it was my first black-white battle, he brought a bit of a fun team, maybe, with like a few like fun guys, and I'm all for that, and I just thought, Seeking, okay, but I did think it was Scarfed, so I switch out, otherwise I would have just gone for the Thunder Punch. I switch out and go into my Seeking, and I see the Surf, so I'm thinking, okay, he's locked himself into Surf here. That's perfect. Starmie can take those all day long. I can go to him and just Thunderbolt him. And then I sort of see, so I went to Dust Noir for Death Fodder, I don't know if I said that. But he loses some of his HP, so I'm like, your Life Orb. Okay, well in that case, Starmie can come in, outspeed of you, hit you with a Thunderbolt, and say, good night, Seeking. So that's exactly what I do. I'm thinking, okay, he was trying to bluff a Scarf, but then I'm like, oh, crap in a bucket, Lightning Rod. Oh, so I will never do that to a Seeking again, but instead I just smack him in the face with a Thunderbolt, which he's like, thanks for that. And he sends a signal beam my way, and that's going to take me out. So I'm like, no. So that is a mistake, which did cost. I'm going to say, like, I'm gonna do the spoiler alert thing. I did not win this match, unfortunately, but that did cost me the match. But there are other places I could have got it back and didn't. So I go into Infinite now. I'm just going to go for the close combat. Obviously not going to give him another Thunder Punch to think about. He goes into his Bayleaf, which is good because it's on low HP, and the close combat is going to do enough to sort of take it down. I think it does get taken down here, like Sandstorm will finish it off. So my close combat does a big chunk to that Bayleaf, and the Sandstorm is just going to take it out. You know, I don't carry Life Orb on this Infinite because in the sand and Life Orb it just gets worn down far too quickly. It's just not clever. So I go for my close combat, I do a number on it and take it out, and he sends in Kingler, and I'm thinking, okay, now at the back of my mind I'm thinking Kinglers are Scarfed, but for some reason I'm thinking this one is Sashed because it led, but of course in Black and White you get to choose your lead at the start of the match. So I should really have thought this is Scarfed, because most Kinglers do tend to be Scarfed, and have got a beastly attack. But I stay in because I thought I don't really want anything to take a crap hammer, and if he's not Scarfed, then I can just hit him in the face with a Thunder Punch, and you know, that'll be a good game. But that was another place I could have won the match. I could have stayed in and Mark Punched instead of going for the Thunder Punch, got a little bit of damage on that thing, and that would have been fine. And here's part 2 where I could have won the match, because I go into Excadrill now, and at this point, I thought, right, I've lost. I can't outspeed this Kingler. There's no way I can outspeed it. But this is just me not knowing how amazing Sandrush is, and also not knowing amazing how Excadrill is. I was like, what? Excadrill almost took out that freaking Kingler with like an EQ. I'm like, how is that possible? Kingler's got pretty decent defense, even with no investment. I thought I'd be doing like 65%. Anyway, the Sandstorm doesn't take it out. Now, if I'd gone into T-Tar before Excadrill and known I would have outsped with Excadrill, because I thought I'd lost, so I was just like, yeah, go Excadrill, whatever, I've lost this match. But if I'd done that, I could have won this match, because you'll see why. So, okay, if I'd gone to T-Tar, pretend Excadrill is still alive. Okay, I go to T-Tar, I live a Crabhammer, and I thought I would live one, but I really had nothing to, like, hit the Kingler hard enough with. So I just go for a Crunch, and that takes it out. Now, imagine I still have Excadrill in the wings here. So Kingler's just killed my Tyranitar. It's lost a bit more HP from the Crunch. I go into Excadrill. I can just Earthquake twice and take the game, but unfortunately I went to Exegol first, it got killed. Tita does not have the hit points here to survive a surf from the Sea King, so that sucks for me, but it was a very good game. I enjoyed that immensely, Mr. Plonker Boy. So yeah, that was a good fun match. I'll pause it on that screen so we can just do a little bit of post-game thing. So I could have won it at a couple of points, but it was just a bit of 5th gen inexperience, I think. Like my Excadrill didn't know how amazing its attack was and how amazing Sandrush is an ability, outspeeding Scarfers. I was like, what? Because I'm like adamant nature, I thought that I'm definitely not going to outspeed, but I really should have thought I could outspeed and gone to Tita first, and if I'd known about Lightning Rod, but it was a very good match. I definitely want to have another game against Mr. Plonker Boy, because he seems like a great guy and he seems to know his folks, and I definitely want to keep playing people like that. So yeah, go check out his channel, which I guess I will leave a link in the description. It seems weird saying that. I just watch people say like, oh yeah, check out his channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first Wi-Fi battle, found it informative maybe, or just fun to watch. Hopefully I will learn more about the Gen 5s, and yeah, we will hopefully have another one of these if I can get another battle. So I will see you guys in the next part of the LP probably. And yeah, I hope you like my battle. I just talked for like 2 minutes or something on absolutely nothing. Goodbye.